two members of the Kids in the Hall, Bruce McCulloch, Scott Thompson. Hi, guys.
Hi, Ralph.
Hi, Ralph. This is like being interviewed by your brother or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretending you don't know.
That's
It's
right.
hard
I've
to
never
take
met
you
you guys
seriously.
before, and I don't know what to say. Actually, there's a lot of things I wanted to know. I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys before the season started. I haven't at all, really, and I'm three-quarters of the way down the pipe. I'm kind of wondering your impressions of the difference between doing this on television and doing this on stage.
As it, I think, evolves, it's becoming closer and closer to our live shows because with a lot of the stuff we use a live audience. So I think it's more about owning the space and being in control than it is part of the other stuff. I mean, there's a tremendous technical burden when you're on TV anyway, just hitting your marks and not moving while you talk, stuff like that. I think we've sort of learned that a little bit now. It's the technical stuff we know, so we're just sort of, I guess, trying to have more fun again.
It kind of strikes me as the difference between a band that's great live and then they go in to do a record and they never quite get the magic again because they can't figure out whether they're at home. How do you make it yours? I mean,
Well, we bomb a lot more now, so that makes it more like the Rivoli. Because we've gone through all our good material, so we're bombing all the time.
That's right.
And it feels a lot like the old days, you know.
There's a lot of hype. I mean, there are all the magazines in the States and everywhere writing enormously complimentary things about you, and I don't know, I'm sure it's great to read that once, but then you have to sit down and keep writing sketches.
Well, once. I mean, I think the same article's sort of been written about us for a few years now, and I think even when I was in Calgary, before we even had any notoriety, it was the same kind of article with the same sort of examples, us and other troops and whatnot. So I just hope that now, if the show works, the press will be onto something else.
Yeah, they can talk about the material. They can't. Finally, they don't have to keep rewriting the Rolling Stone article, you know.
Are you still getting excited by this stuff, or are you just...
Well, I've always been cynical, so actually I'm starting to get excited, which is the irony. It's usually the other way.
But none of us believe it. I think it's a cynical move for Bruce to pretend that he's not cynical.
The contrived emotions of Bruce McCulloch.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing the studio stuff, and I'm actually enjoying performing now a lot more than I did in the last, perhaps, stages of live.
Do you think of Canada when you're doing this? I mean, do you start thinking about a national audience and trying to target the humor towards them as opposed to a Toronto hit factor, which is the way it used to be?
No, like we're not sanding our material down or whatever to make it homogeneous. You know what I mean? No, I don't think so. If it doesn't play some places, well, so be it.
But I think it does. I mean, at first we thought we just played to people who had haircuts exactly like ours, although we have very square hair.
Very square.
Well, that's a lot of people then.
Square slept on
But
hair.
then I started to realize, or as we play, our parents like us and people of other ages, so you can't worry about your target market or whatever.
They don't like Scott. That's
well,
your
different. But the milkman likes him.
In comedy, there's a lot of please like me. There's an enormous desire to be accepted because things get accepted right away. Either they're laughing or they're not laughing.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Has it really helped to be able to have people like Lorne Michaels to be able to say, look, trust me, I know it works, or do you have to say, look, trust us, we know it works?
It's sort of a two-way street. I mean, I think Lorne's involvement is he knows when to let us go and when to give us a sort of timely note or something like that. I don't know, it's hard. I mean, TV's a likability medium anyway.
Contest,
Maybe too much.
You mean you're not allowed...
That wasn't very likable, was it?
No.
No. Do you think Canadians are more hipper? Because, I mean, there's a lot of good Canadian comics that have come out of this country, but you got to wonder about the level of sophistication. Do you think they're up to you guys, or...?
I think Canadian audiences are some of the hippest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been all over the world, right? Here in Denver. That's it.
That's right.
But I mean, I know when we went to comedy clubs in New York, or when I did stand-up in comedy clubs in New York or wherever, you think these are going to be the audiences that you've been waiting for, and it's not true. The audiences in Canada somehow seem more literate and
Yeah, they seem more sophisticated, like they know more about the world, and they have a broader way of looking at things, and they're not, and maybe a finer satirical edge. I don't know.
I think he's trying to say it's less about the 2-drink minimum and more about the work. Is that right, brother?
Yes, they laugh longer.
It's a Vulcan mind meld. I love when you guys do that. So, are you happy that the season, basically, in terms of taping, is over and that you've got a whole bunch of work behind you? Because, I mean, on stage, you'd finally figured out exactly how you make them laugh in a live audience, and now you have to go through it all again. I guess you're relieved by that.
Yeah. I mean, it's been sort of odd for us because now about 8 or 9 shows have aired on HBO, and none have aired yet in Canada, so it's sort of like we get the odd letter from someone in Michigan, but we don't really have a big response about how the show is working other than articles or what.
Do they like it on HBO? Do they,
Yeah, I think HBO are really happy.
Yeah.
The reviews are really
seem
good.
happy.
Sure.
fans.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
seem to
It's
really
just
like
barely
it.
plural, though.
So what happens if
there's
everybody starts
13 of
knowing you
them,
on the
and they
street?
are.
People are going to know you on the street. You're going to walk into a bank and I know you,
No, we all
kid
have
in
the
hall.
I don't think so. We all have the same face.
Which is the same
Blend
as,
it out and-
as
Yeah.
everyone else's face, so it's not so hard.
Oh, you're
I think-
every man.
I think that it'll be very hard for people to do that to us at this stage of the game because we play so many characters, and it's not like we're being groomed to be breakout stars. Do you know what I mean? We play characters, and we play men and women, and we're all pretty bland-looking wasps. And I think for the first little while, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
So for the
Maybe
first show-
later, but now I think we're fine.
So when it's actually on, are you all going to huddle around the same TV set and watch it, or are you going to go to your separate hovels and die slow down?
Well, I have to get a TV first.
Scott.
Yeah.
Really?
I have the hovel, though.
All right, well, listen, best of luck. I hope it goes great for the
You too,
first show
Ralph.
in Canada.
Thank you,
Lots.
Ralph.
Thank you, Thank you, Scott.
See, on TV it looked like I'm shaking
I
your
know, it'll
hand,
be
but we don't
filled with
have
depth,
to
I
do
think
that.
they call that. All right.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.